I am no. Don't you understand?
Wait.
I am the wholesaler. You are not a wholesaler. You're a restaurateur.
Yes, but my connected gets the drinks cheap.
Someone calls me and says, I want to buy Supermalt.
Yeah.
I tell him, I've got Supermalt for £15 a case.
Yeah.
My man's got Supermalt for £14. Go and buy it off him. But I've got Golden Morn for £18. Okay. He's got it for 21. Buy Golden Morn off me. That's your situation.
No, you're missing my point. No.
I've just told someone where to go and get that particular item for cheaper.
Hats is opening a restaurant in Peckham. Hats comes to me and goes, G, where do you get your drinks from? I want to know the wholesaler. I know that typically most cash and carries are selling Ray Nephew for £21. My wholesale selling for 14 quid. That's a whole £7 difference. I can afford to sell a Ray Nephew double shot to you for 5 quid. You've got to sell it for 10 quid. Just like the problem we have with black hair shops and Indian ones, because the Indian ones are cheaper than the black ones.
Yeah.
It's
but why would you do the same price though? Why would I do my drinks the same price?
Because the margins, and that's why it's different. Remember, I can afford to sell it for £7 because I'm still making even just £2. You're getting it for the same price I'm selling it for.
Now it goes back to earlier. Now it goes back to earlier where, remember where we were saying earlier about making a drink?
Yeah.
Now you make a drink.
So Hats, you come to me and I say to you,
I will give you the basically I'll tell you cuz I'm paying. But I don't drink this, man.
Hats,
bro, I'm paying £14 for this drink.
You come to me and I tell you to drink me.
Yes, because it's alcohol.
Me and you today, Hats.
Not doing business. Oh God.
Chiz,
you guys are not doing business.
You want to open your shisha lounge and you say to me, Chiz, rah, Gabriel, where do you get your drinks from? I'm like, and me and you sitting in this gym right now.
Cuz I'm saving you money.
Come on, no.
Hey, I don't promote violence,
bro.
But Gabriel,
you're not understanding. That's wholesaler, not me personally. I would have given the number, but the second chance is for wholesaler.
Business is business.
Not international business is not the same as local business.
No. I tell you why. All the hard work it took me to find my distributor took a lot of work to get. Yeah, a lot of work. I had to jump so many hoops to get and find this person eventually. And I'm being serious. What I pay for my drinks is a lot different to the cash and carry price. A lot different.
Yeah.
Which means that I can sell my drinks at a certain price and have a huge margin.
I get
now,
it.
Chisholm wants to open a shisha lounge. Different business to mine, but he's selling drinks.
Yeah.
He and I wants to connect.
Well, he's not around the corner from you.
Peckham, Dulwich is around the corner.
But this is what I'm saying. My friend has a cash and carry. He's 10 minutes away from me, yeah? He calls me to buy my stuff and I give him numbers to go and buy other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he sells in his shop.
And you don't charge him?
Of course I do. He buys my own.
Oh, so basically, he buys off you.
Yeah.
He buys off me and I've got a drink on it already.
But is he a wholesaler as well?
No. He's a wholesaler as well. But my margins are good enough and he knows. He knows that, listen, Johnny's selling it to you for £21, right? Okay. Big man, I get it for 40, you're giving me 15.50. If you don't want to go buy it from John.
Wait. That's different. You're saying you're beating the price of the wholesaler anyway.
Yeah.
Which is different. But I'm talking about.
But you're beating the price of his wholesaler.
No. So Chisholm, so I beat the price of your wholesaler just buy 3 meters.
Yeah. I'm saving £5.50.
Chisholm.
Remember?
I'll buy for you, but I'll be
Do you know why?
Chisholm,
No, it's how you're selling it. You're selling it as just buy for me. I'm saying, yo, cuz, when I buy, you have to buy with me and I'll deliver it to you.
Chisholm, me and you right now.
I'll be pissed.
You're opening a shisha lounge and you say to me, I go, just buy from me.
I'll be pissed. But I'll buy for you. Because it's still being over.
Brother, me.
And you know the things here. I'm not going to spite myself.
Money.
I'm not going to spite myself and go pay more.
No one said you're going to buy it forever.
Yo,
bro.
I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
If I ring, if I'm starting something, and I know you have got the link,
I'm not going to bump you.
No. And you say to me, wait.
He said I'll charge you, but I won't bump you.
Listen.
No, he knows I'm not going to bump you.
And you say to me, Chiz, oh yeah, you know, I can't give you his number, you know, but like you can buy through me. What? My mother's like, wallahi, I'm blowing your house up, wallahi.
That is emotional.
That game was
probably business.
Wallahi.
It's business. I'll vouch for you as I'm gonna be doing service. Yo, bro, I'm gonna do the deal with you a couple times. And I'll give you my man's number, so it's blessed. But after a couple times, I don't need to be in the middle. I'm not gonna let you go and blow what I do. So wait. So okay, you're saying I should give you the number. What happens when you mess up the link? What are you gonna give me?
Okay, in business, as you know, in business like this, if I hook you up with my distributor and say, yo, my guy's opening a restaurant, there's systems that people put in place. So for instance, when I first started using my distributor, there was only a £500 credit. So which means that they'll deliver for £500 worth of goods, and I've got to pay it back in a month. That's how it starts. They're not dumb. They're not dumb. So even if the £500 blows up, they've already got that mitigation in place. as you know, the credit builds up.
£500 is bad business that your friend bought.
I know, but when it's your boy, everyone knows who to do it with. So for instance, I've got friends, if they rang me now and said I need a link, I say, but I'm not.
So why are you saying no to that guy?
No, because he's got bad credit. But you're saying, I'm talking about Chiz, who you know's got good credit with you.
It doesn't matter. I still have to maintain the initial business before you take over the business. I've got invested interest in that thing.
That's a bit mad still.
You gotta understand, you don't technically have to have money. You're married, right?
Yeah.
You don't technically have to have money. His wife can have 20 million. He can have 0. He can be bankrupt and he can still have a Bentley.
Of course.
Because he doesn't have to have money. He's married to someone that has money.
Of course.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if your business doesn't work, your business didn't work, doesn't mean you don't have money. Bankruptcy doesn't mean people don't have money.
It just means
Hey,
that
you should money. This is the reason why I'm never gonna have a big wedding.
Why?
I had a lot of people at my
Fam.
engagement.
How many people, roughly?
Probably like
Engagement
1,000.
850, wedding at 1,200.
Yeah, easily.
What do you mean 850?
850
Brother.
people at my engagement, 1,200.
Ish is the reason why.
Wait, so what hall did you use for the wedding? That was that big?
In Hainault. And they had it outside, it was massive.
You had 1,000 people at your wedding?
In Hainault, I think
Yeah,
my
the
brother done
thousands. There was no space in there.
Okay, how many of those people was your mum's people that you just had to just let
Maybe
in?
about 150.
this. There was.
So you and your
it was-
wife had at least 800 people combined?
People that telling people that.
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
people
yeah.
that
So
telling-
it was.
So you didn't even invite them?
Nah, but we catered for everyone. Everyone ate and drank.
There was,
and we
there,
knew it was coming.
there was this family's table,
People- yeah, people
that
turn up,
family's
you don't
table,
even know
turn up, but we
this
can't
family's
afford it.
table. So his family, his wife's family.
1,000.
So basically you're saying the minimum 900.
Minimum.
No, 1,200.
It was over.
Yeah.
But there was no space.
There was no space, bro.
On my engagement day, there was like 800 some people. I think they gave me like $42,000 in one. Remember, people were paying $42,000.
It was money wars.
People were throwing.
People
People were throwing money like that.
Yeah, it was money wars. Yeah.
And these times, remember, there's no recession. It's
yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
People are making money.
Yeah.
I invite everyone came.
Yeah, it was money wars.
Everyone came.
There was big bags.
But it took so long to count it.
There was big bags full of money. Like it was like a strip club.
The wedding was more. Oh, you man, don't do that, because my mum and them lot were scared. But my mum was like,
Yeah.
"Man, what do your
strip
people
club.
do for? What do your friends do for a living?" No, but I'm talking about. Mum was like,
The money man.
just throwing it,
Hey.
throwing it. It's a lot of money.
That's the good side of it. That's the
Hey,
good side of it.
I'll tell you the funniest thing that happened here on the wedding here. Where I was sitting here, I was sitting with remember Tony Lambo.
Yeah.
I was sitting with Tony Lambo and a couple of the men there, and one girl comes past here. I said, yeah, you lot are all Igbo men. I said, what's that mean? She goes, you lot are throwing a little, and you just go to send her reserve. But she's like, right, look at the Yoruba boys. The Yoruba boys, and she's like, yeah, you lot are all Igbo. I said, how you? She was like, yeah, you are, right? I was like, yeah, and so is he, and so is he. And it's funny that all the Igbo boys were in one corner chatting, while the Yoruba boys were, they were doing show time.